Good morning, evening, or night, my fellow sky people. Specifically the moths or new players, because if you have only been playing for like a couple of months, then this video is probably for you. Or maybe you do know everything in this video already and you can skip it. I don't really know. The only way you'd know is by watching it, so anyway, I'm Cola, and I like to think of myself as a bit of a sky guide. I've only been playing for about a year, or a little over a year now, but I do want to go through the beginning of the game again. I wanted to go through the beginning of the game again, just in case there were new players who needed help, and they were either stuck or just didn't know what to do. Specifically help in Avery with all the Avery quests. But first, we need to go through all of the realms and get all the realms unlocked. And since we have to do that, I will go ahead and explain the constellation gates as we go through them. What constellation is for what realm, so you know what spirits or what realm to find spirits in to unlock the gate you want to go through. As always, if you ever have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will either respond in a whole video if I feel that needs that, or just in the replies. I will reply to the comment. But yeah, we will not be doing all of the spirit locations or all of the wing light locations, because there are plenty of videos of those out there. In fact, I think I have my own wing light video up on my channel too, so give that a watch if you need to. But yeah, we will be finding some wing lights, because as you can see, I only have 2 flaps, and it's really hard to get around with only 2 flaps. So, we will be finding some of those, and we might find some spirits. I have not decided that fully yet, but we went through the Isle of Dawn already, and now we are going through the Prairie, or the Daylight Prairie. The full name. Everybody calls them their short names. That is the Isle of Dawn, and this is the Daylight Prairie, but most people just call this the Isle and this the Prairie. So, with all that being said, let's get into it, and let's just get through. That way we can do more stuff and actually get into the Avery quests, because I feel like that's where a lot of people are going to be at and need help at, is with the Avery quest and the spirit quests that are in the realm. The permanent realm spirit quest is what I'm going to call them. And we will also be talking about events and stuff like that. There are actually 3 different kinds of events. An event that is going on right now that is called just like the Days of Treasure. There's also events like Days of Color, the Days of etc., Days of Love, Days of Bloom. Most of those come back, especially like the Days of Love and the Days of Bloom, because it coincides with springtime and Valentine's Day, things that happen yearly, so it is most likely to come back yearly. And we're also going to be talking about things as we come across them, like these candles here. This is how you collect candle wax or light to get some cosmetics. There are like 3 or 4 different types of currencies. There is regular candles, ascended candles. You only get by going through Eden. Don't stress and do not rush to that point. There are event tickets, which are really easy and normally one of the better options to actually start out with getting your stuff, your cosmetics and stuff. And there are also seasonal candles, which is also pretty easy to get. And I do seasonal candle videos, and I also show you how to do ticket video. I also do ticket videos on my main account, the one I actually play on. So if you're confused about that, I already have a ticket video out for this event, the Days of Treasure. But yeah. Alright. First up here on our right, this goes to the bird nest and subsequently sanctuary. There is an event at Sanctuary, so I want to be able to go through here. Oh man, I have to find 4 spirits from the prairie. You see this vase-looking constellation? That vase-looking constellation represents the prairie. So ultimately, I only have to find 4 spirits here. If we go over here to the left, there's a few doors here. So we'll go to the left, we'll stop, we turn around. All of these. This one also only needs 1 spirit from the prairie to get some candles, to get some extra candles. This will be the first spirit most people come across. It's the Butterfly Whisperer. We will relive this one. But first we will gonna go back here on the far left. This goes to Prairie Caves and the Prairie Peaks. You need 2 spirits from the Isle of Dawn, which we did go through and find all of the permanent spirits in the Isle of Dawn. And you need 3 Daylight Prairie spirits to be able to go to the Prairie Caves and then to the Prairie Peaks. There's actually another door, but we can't get that yet. So with that being said, we do indeed have to find at least 4 spirits in this realm to be able to do what I want to do. So we're going to go ahead and relive this one. But this is what the game is all about in the beginning. For the first few months, you're just wanting to explore, unlock all of these gates, and just find all of these spirits. And I will go ahead and say some spirits too are kind of locked behind Eden. They won't show up until you either 1, go through Eden, or 2, let me make this very clear, or 2, they are a currently active travel spirit. Unfortunately, I didn't get to record over the weekend while there was a current active travel spirit, so I can't really show you what it looks like. But ultimately, it will just be there where it's supposed to, versus not being there where it's supposed to. But yeah, so if you don't want to go through Eden, just wait until the travel spirit comes, and then you can go and relive its memory. This emote is our first emote, and it also helps us collect the butterflies. See how the butterfly landed there? When we burn a thing called darkness plants, we will get colorful butterflies. However, we haven't quite made it that far yet, because that's part of the Avery quest. So instead of getting ahead of myself right here, I'm just going to continue on through the prairie. This is the Prairie Village. Each section in each realm has its own name. It's zooming in on all the bell towers to try to tell you to go to each one of those. We do have to light all of those. We're going to grab this wing that is just directly in the middle to help us out. Here are the darkness plants I was actually talking about that give you butterflies. When there are 2 person on one vine, the vine does burn faster. They burn faster at the end of the vine versus like in the middle of a vine. But sometimes they are on walls and stuff and you can't get to the end, so you just have to do it kind of in the middle on the ground where you can reach. But yeah. You just burn these right like this. Sometimes they like to be glitchy and they'll regrow and they'll disappear without giving butterflies and stuff like that. But yeah, and then as you see that emote popped up where I interact prompt, and it did that butterfly emote for me. But yeah, we light all these. All this colorful red light I'm collecting is actually wax, and it will help you get candles. After so much wax, you get one candle. So yeah, that's why I call it wax and not light. A lot of people will just call it light, even the game itself, but I don't know. Seems like wax to me if I get enough of it and it makes a candle, you know? But yeah, you get it from the darkness plants as well, just not as much, although kind of, because there are big darkness plants with the sole purpose of doing the thing of giving you wax or light for candles, your regular candles. We will get into the other currencies later. Oh, I also forgot about the heart currency. We will also get into that later as well. So, yeah. That would be me getting a little bit too far ahead of myself, and we just need to find these 4 spirits in this realm and continue on. Where? Oh, up there. If you ever get lost, there are a lot of blue stars now that show you the way. I don't remember them being this prominent when I was learning how to play, but they are very prominent now, which is honestly very helpful. Especially for younger audiences who might be trying to learn how to play. Because this game is indeed for all ages. Okay, I'm gonna skip the rest of this cutscene. If you haven't already seen the cutscenes, I do want you to watch them for yourself, so I will not be spoiling them. Here is another butterfly prompt I'm gonna click on for some colored butterflies. Oh, and these colors will actually let you dye your cosmetic outfits. No, not all of them are fully dyeable. Some of them are more dyeable than others, and some of them aren't dyeable at all. But yeah, some of them still are. Ah, yes. Click on your candles to forge a candle. That's also why I call it wax, because it, I don't know. These doors. There are at least 3 doors like this here. There's one for each bell tower. There's that one. And there's this one over here, which I am hoping somebody will come and help me open them. Which I have a feeling not. There is a way to bypass these doors, but you have to get the chibi size. Either the spell or the mask, which I will show you. It's not... Oh yeah, these are your spells. As you can see, I don't really have that much yet. I only have a glow spell, and then you've got your dyes. But yeah, you just click on these little icons up top to switch between your screens. Ooh, somebody has come to help. Hurrah! I did go back to the first bell tower because behind this door is a spirit. If I could bow to you, I would. I do not have that emote yet. Yeah, but yes, in here there is both a winged light and a spirit. This is under the first bell tower. And I will have to show you the chibi fall and stuff on my main account. Or I will just wait until we can get it on this one. Which I'm not sure if I'm actually going to take this account that far or not, to be honest. But, we'll see, okay? We'll just see what happens. I will take this account through Eden at least once, just to show y'all as well, when we get ready to. Again, I do not want you to rush into that or anything of the sorts. And there is the map shrine, actually. That's something I forgot to mention earlier in this video. Are the, map shrines. There are also kind of plenty of map shrine location videos, but we will also be finding some of them along the way. And they are very helpful, especially now since you can see the map at any time. I did kind of talk about this in my first video, how you didn't used to be able to do that. But yeah, they are definitely very helpful, and it is something you kind of want to take your time and honestly just explore and try to find them first. That is always my advice. I understand just straight up not being able to and having to look up the video, and especially for like the wing lights and the spirits because there are so many. But yeah, I can't do anything because I'm in the cutscene that I just talked through. Anyway. Poo. Poo, 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 poo. Poo. I could stop the video and go back and see what I was talking about, but at the same time, I don't want to do that, so hopefully it'll come back up. I mean, I was talking about map shrines, which is down here. Oh, right, the wing lights and stuff, and looking up a video to find them. You can do that, and I do recommend it, but maybe, like, after a month or two, at least play for 2 months and try to find some stuff on your own. It is funner that way. Because once I started looking up stuff and finding it, because I got really aggravated, I couldn't find anything, and it just kind of was like, eh. I don't know, the exploration is no longer there after you play for a year, for sure, because you kind of know where everything is, for the most part. There's still a few places I don't know about, and I'm still learning some stuff, but for the most part, there is no exploration in this game for me. So definitely enjoy that aspect of it while it lasts. But yeah. We will continue on. We have 3 out of the 4 spirits that I want to find. Maybe we can get somebody to open this door down here as well. I think there might be a spirit here. Yes, please help. Oh, and the reason I'm doing honks and stuff around these doors, if you do long honks or just honks at different varieties, which by clicking on yourself and holding for a different amount of time allows you to do different types of honks. You got your just light honk, you got your big honk, and you got some medium honks. But they do help do server merges and stuff. Which, if you don't know what that means, is if you're trying to open a door and there's nobody around and you do that, specifically this one, then normally it will try to put you into the same... Bless me! It'll try to put you into the same server. Excuse me, my sneeze. But yeah, it will help do that. Basically, it just helps you find people to help you open doors and stuff by doing various honks. Both a short honk, long, and medium. They're all kind of the same. But yeah, I normally just do the long ones and just hold on my character as long as it can until it explodes into a honk. But yeah. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be skipping cutscenes, but I'm just talking through them and letting you see them. Oh well. Alright, that is our 4th and final spirit for right now. I will show you the 3rd door. It is actually called the butterfly door. And it goes perfectly with the honk situation I was just talking about. Because of the fact that you need 8 people to go up the butterfly elevator. The door itself only requires 2. I'm not going to do that spirit right now, but it is already open. You stand here. There's a spot right above these candles, and there's a spot somewhere over here-ish that allows you to do the butterfly emote. This one. And then it will fill up the doors here. So you don't light these doors. You use the butterfly emote. One person here and one person around here-ish. And you both do this and it fills the door and it lights it. But also, you need 4 out of 6. Man, you need 6 spirits from the prairie of daylight to go through that door. And while I'm here and while that person is going through that door, if I had that person added as a friend and took their hand, they could lead me through the door even though I don't have enough spirits. So if you have friends who can go through these doors because they found all the spirits, or most of the spirits, then that means they can take you through the doors. But, yeah, I can't go in there right now and I'm not finding 6 spirits right now. We are just going to go ahead and continue to the next realm. And, yeah, we will come back. We will come back to all of that. So ultimately, I just want to continue. And then we are going to go through the forest and stuff a little bit quicker. Because I cannot spend 20 minutes on every realm. This video would be so long. Too long. And yes, there are wing lights on top of the temple. There are actually 2 of them. But no, I'm not going to try to get them yet because I cannot fly that high. Some wing lights, you kind of need other wing lights before trying to get them. And this is one of them. And yes, I am kind of collecting candles. Partly just out of habit. But yeah, my bad. Also, I just kind of want to show you that you do collect the candles and how my little candle in the corner keeps popping up and going up. Oh, that's how you buy them. No, I don't want to buy any. Especially not on this account. But yeah. We'll go here. I'll show you how to properly release the spirits. And unlock them. These spirits are your permanent constellation spirits. They are here all of the time, and you have no rush in buying anything from them. And there is one other way. Actually, there's technically 2, because at the home and at the Avery, you can see all of your constellation spirits that you have found. You can also see the seasonal spirits there, which would be getting ahead of myself. So we're going to take a step back and just breathe and skip this cutscene. Alright, my spirits have gone to the heavens, into the constellation, and we have unlocked them. There are, well, you go here and you click on it, and it's technically expression level 1. I've had confusion about that this entire time, because once you first relive the spirit, it does give you the expression. And sometimes, like the butterfly one, it unlocks, because I think I just figured it out. Actually, oh my goodness. The butterfly one, certain ones unlock because they're actually needed inside of the realms, and to help you do stuff inside of the realms, like the butterfly emote to collect the butterflies. So they immediately give you that one without having you to come all the way to the temple to sit down. And then the other ones, since you don't need them, you have to come to the temple, you have to sit down, and you have to collect them. And I accidentally pressed B. That's okay, we'll go into the thing again. I'd skip this cutscene, but it doesn't really spoil much, except releasing a bunch of butterflies from the pots, which is a common theme, by the way. Oh, it didn't even leave me from here. That's weird. But yeah, let's go ahead and click on all of these and do that. You still have to do it to unlock further up, even if it did automatically give you the emote. And these are what I'm telling you are the permanent constellations. You don't have to worry about these going away. They will always be here, and you can always buy things from these spirits. It looks like we're only missing 2 permanent spirits. And that... oh no, we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing 4 permanent spirits, my bad. But this question mark in the middle I'm trying to go to, it's not letting me. Sorry for all the clicks. This one right here. Unlock all the rewards and complete all the quests associated with this constellation to receive the ultimate gift. A year of playing, and I have yet to receive an ultimate gift on my main account. So that is all I am going to be saying about that. As it's telling me hold B to make a big call, because I am on an Xbox controller. For people who are on some sort of controller or gamepad or just using your fingers, you just tap on yourself and click and hold, and it should tell you to do that as well, instead of giving you Xbox controls. It only does that for me because I do have actively an Xbox controller hooked up to it. But if you do have some sort of controller and gamepad, I do recommend doing that, because it is definitely it's definitely easier. That's what I'm trying to say. It's easier to control your movements and stuff and fly around, and maybe it's easier for me because I played Xbox before I played Sky, so I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion, but here we go into the rainy forest. And no, it's not raining yet, but you will see why I said it was. Oh yeah, also at the beginning of each realm you can find the permanent constellation spirits too. I always forget about that because I never really go to that spots to unlock them. I always use the one at the home or the Avery so I can just see all of them. We are going to grab that wing light up here, or at least try to, using the clouds and your gliding. You are very glidey in this game. As you can see, it takes a minute for you to start going downwards. There we go. Yes, you can get that wing with only 3. And like I explained in the last video, we got 8 out of 10. When we find 10 wings is when we will get our next flap. But yeah, there are a lot to explore here as well. Like over here. Here is your map shrine for the area. I'm not going to unlock that. There are a few chat benches, a nice little tree that is sometimes part of your daily quest, which I will explain that once we get through all the realms. But yeah, I am kind of just going straight through, but just know there are stuff and reasons to explore. And there is a spirit right there, but we're not doing that one right now. Right now I kind of just want to go through the realms and get them all unlocked. Oh, a cutscene. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, it's recording. Okay, I didn't know whether I clicked play or not. But, yeah, all it was telling you is that the rain and water in general is normally pretty detrimental to your wings. As you can see, it is slowly declining. So we actually can't spend a lot of the time in the forest yet anyway. So, here we go. Butterflies will also restore your light like that. So let's go over here, let's use all my wings. Well, the butterfly keeps following me, it won't let me use my wings. And my eyeballs are itchy. Alright. As I was saying, when you do the collection of butterflies, it will restore your light, so you can fly around. Oh, and here's what happens if you lose all of it. You will see that symbol, and once that symbol goes away, well, it's not letting me show you. I'll show you a little bit further on. But you will lose your wings. But it is okay. You can get them back, and they are always in the same spots in the realm. There's also a chance to get them back before they disappear and go back to their spot in the realm. And again, I will show you that in just a second. Once I can actually, like, show you. But over here is the way to Granny. I need 8 Oh my goodness. Okay, I might just show you these events on my main account because good grief, that's a lot of spirits to find. But yeah, this way is to the event, and if you remember the way to the bird nest where we got those 4 spirits, which I will show you. Actually, should we just go back and do that? Okay, what I have decided is I'm gonna show you what happens when I completely lose all my wings. And then, well, not really, when you go dark, basically. And then I will take you to the... Man, this butterfly does not want to let me lose my wings. It is okay, butterfly. It is okay. Goodness. This normally doesn't happen. I don't know why this butterfly is so fond of me. But yeah, apparently it's really hard to lose your wings when you are a new player here. That did not used to be like that. These butterflies did not used to be such a saving grace. But these light blooms right here is what they're called. They look like these blue glowy mushrooms. They will also recharge your light if you need them to. Ultimately, let's go ahead and go back to the prairie since we collected the spirits. I'm going to show you the geyser and turtle event. And they happen, both of them happen every other hour, except geyser happens at the beginning and turtle happens at the end. So, for example, for geyser, for me, it happens at 9:05, 11:05, 1:05, 3:05, and continues on like that. It happens every odd hour for me, and it starts 5 minutes after the hour. Most people will start headed there right at like 9 or whatever, for my example. They'll either head there at like 9 or 11, so they get there by 5 minutes. It takes about 5 minutes to get there. It takes about 3 if you know a good route and what you're doing and are good at the game and good at controlling your flying and not just running into a bunch of stuff like that. Which I still do. I still run into a bunch of stuff in my year playing. I still bonk stuff with my head all the time. But my point being, it takes 3 to 5 minutes to get to the event. And I'm going to show you how to go there, because we can. So we go this way, through the prairie, back into the butterfly fields, which is the area right after this. The darkness has fallen upon Daylight Prairie. That is shards. They're red shards, and you can get candles from them, and sometimes it gives you some ascended candles as well. So you might want to pay attention to where those are. I honestly never do them. They're hard to do solo, so I definitely suggest taking a friend. But yeah, you go here, Butterfly Field, you go to the right over here, and this will take you to the bird's nest, and then it will take you to Sanctuary. As you can see, we have found 4 of the spirits. It is no longer blue, it is red, and we can go through it. There are also some wing lights here in the bird nest as well I'm actually going to grab. Just because I desperately need them. I do believe there are also spirits to find here in the bird's nest as well. Don't quote me on that though, I'm not 100%. Because some areas like this do have spirits and some areas like this don't. Like the treehouse, for a fact, I know it does not. That's in the forest. We haven't gotten there yet. We kind of have, we went past it. Which I guess I'll have to show you when we go back into the forest. I want to take you to where Geyser and Granny is in the forest. Geyser and Turtle. This will be Geyser and Turtle. There's also a wing there that I am going to go ahead and grab as well. Ah, here are our red shards I was talking about. This is what it does to the area it is in. It makes it all red and kind of foggy and all kind of spooky-like. This is not normally how this area looks. I also mentioned this in my first video, but candle cakes, or treasure candles as they're also called, both one and the same, are these things right here. There are some permanent ones in the realm, and there are also your 4 daily ones that changes realms, just like your daily quest. They will never be in the same realm as your daily quest, and they will never be in Eden, just like the daily quest will also not be in Eden. But yeah, these, you gotta watch out for the red rocks. They will hit you and take away your light. There is a lot of people doing this actually. It might help. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and help because this is a really good learning opportunity. It's not wanting to burn, it does that sometimes. You just gotta honk at it and hope it recognizes you. Sky shenanigans at their finest. You'll learn about them really quickly. You'll learn either to be able to deal with them and just be patient with the game, or you'll learn to be aggravated and quit the game because of them. I don't know that there's an in-between. But as you can see, I'm burning all of these red flowers and all the other stuff. That's basically what you want to do. The red shards themselves do not burn. They are an ore. You get hit by a crab. The honks on these crabs don't work. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, doing honks like that on regular crabs, which I will show you when we get into the forest, will make them fall on their backs. But these crabs specifically are immune to that. Let me up. Ow, no. I can't even get back up. Okay. Yeah, they completed it, and we need to sit there if I can. Hurrah! Okay. But here we go. I think this one is the one that gives you, ascended candles. And honestly, there's no way to tell them apart. They look exactly the same. Alright, now we have to collect the light. As you did say, it started the event. There are, like, different levels to this. You burn the plants, and then you collect this light. Both the ascended candles and the just regular candle light are both the same. That's why I can't tell them apart. But yeah, we want to collect all the lights. I'm not sure if there's a time limit on collecting all these lights or not, but probably is, to be honest. That's also part of the reason why I say the more people, the better. And also, like, losing your wings like that. If I had a friend who could have went down there and helped me, that would have been great. But yeah. Just collect all the lights until that bubble on the left-hand side with the manta in it is filled. It is almost filled. There we go. It is a group activity, like I've been saying, so when the group collects a candle, then it will just, or the light, it'll collect it. This one looks like it only gave some wax, maybe? No? Okay, no, this is the Ascended Candle one. I do believe. Because it is, yeah, they're orange. Or yellow. But yeah, with that, we actually have an Ascended Candle. And with that, you can get Ascended Candles without going through Eden. We actually got 3 of them. Let us go, we meditate here and see the memory. We're gonna do this. This is actually really good to show you guys, because a lot of people are not gonna know about it. Especially in the first few months of playing. So, there is a wing light up there. I don't think we have enough wings to actually go up here and get it yet. Oh, maybe we do. I got stuck in the jelly and somehow managed to do it. Alright, yeah, cool. So we can also get a wing there. And it looks like the jellies kind of help you float if you, like, get stuck in their tentacles. So, yeah. Can we go back down, please? Where are we supposed to go? Okay, there we go. If a blue star doesn't show up and you get stuck and you see a white star like that, that is also an indication that that's where you need to be headed. But I don't think there's anything else here except for that wing light, because we already got our ascended candles, so. Apparently it's going to take us back to the realm portals. Why it don't just take us back to the daylight prairie, I don't know. But that's what we're going to do, is go back to the daylight prairie using the return portal. Very helpful. Especially if you, like, get off and want to go back to what you were doing when you get back on. There you go. Alright, now back to the events I was talking about. Over here... Oh, you can only do that once, by the way, so even though it's technically back, if I did it again, it would not give me anything. That is how everything is in the sky. Including, like, these darkness plants, the candles, everything. Once you light... What are you doing, Broly? What is your malfunction? Why are you twitching? Are you okay? Are you okay, doggo? The lights, the darkness plants, everything, once you collect the wax from it once, it may reappear in the realm, but if you burn it again, the wax will, or the light will not be there. My controller is disconnected because I stood up because the dog behind me was freaking out. Yeah. Back to what I was explaining to begin with, though. This location here, this specific geyser with all those darkness plants behind it and these, whatever these are, these golden metallic things. But anyway, this is where geyser happens. Unfortunately, it is not geyser time right now for me. So I cannot show you what happens, but ultimately this will sink, the water will drain, and then it will explode. Well, I guess it's not explode, it's like... Have you ever seen a geyser in real life? I mean, that's kind of what it does. Except instead of water, I mean it's steam, but instead of just steam and water, it has these little black sea urchins. If you know what a sea urchin looks like, that's what they look like. But ultimately, you pull out your candle and you light them and burn them, just like the darkness plants, and they give you a wax. I was going to say a little bit of wax, but it is technically a lot of wax. And each event lasts for 15 minutes. So from my previous example, geyser will last from 9:05 to 9:15. And over here, turtle at the end of the thing, which happens after Granny, which is in the forest, which you needed like 8 spirits to go through and get to Granny. But it goes geyser at like 9:05, Granny at 9:35, and then you got turtle at 9:50. So they all happen in the same hour. And yeah, they all happen in the same hour. So again, geyser 9:05, Granny 9:30, 9:35 is when it starts, 9:30 is when you want to start heading there. And turtle, actually right after Grandma, most people head straight to turtle. Because Grandma ends at like 9:45 and then turtle will begin at 9:50. So you literally got like 5 minutes to get to over here. And what turtle is that there is... I wish I had more wings. Over here on these islands, there will be a turtle circling around. and they will have darkness plants on their back. You will be able to burn the darkness plants for some wax, and then a big darkness plant will appear on its back. You'll be able to burn the big darkness plants on its back, and then it will proceed to zoom. Is it this island? It will proceed to zoom in where the shell is. And I think it appears over here somewhere? I don't know, I'm a little disoriented. I feel like this isn't the right spot, but it also does feel like the right spot. The big turtle shell will appear here after the darkness plant on the turtle back are all burned. Both the little and the big ones, but mainly the big one. Underwater here, there will be a trench. All along the sides of this trench and in the trench, and I'm not in the right spot. Where is it at then? Okay, is this the trench? No, that's not it. Okay, I'm gonna go to the home and come back because I need wings. I guess I was in the wrong location. But my point still stands. There will be a trench, and around and in the trench will be turtle shells. I mean, not turtle shells, but clam shells for you to collect. Okay. I have returned to Sanctuary, and I am looking at where we need to go. And I think, see, you got that up there where we came in at with all the clouds, and you got this over here. Underneath those three floating islands are these other islands. This should be the correct location now. It is in front of the big mountain with the big cave. Although that cave kind of runs through that whole mountain. But in my opinion, this kind of looks like the front. You got a big bell tower over there as well as an indication. So if you can find that big bell tower that is above my head right now, and then you fly straight, you'll fly over here. This is where the big turtle shell, the big clam shell will appear once you burn all the stuff off the turtle's back, the darkness plants. And in here, like I was saying, is the trench. Yeah, here we go. This is the right spot. The trench. Down there will be clam shells, and along the sides there will be clam shells to collect to get regular candle wax / regular candles. With that, I know how I said water is normally detrimental to your lights. Well, this one isn't, but you do have a blue meter underneath my flaps there. You can see it flashing red and blue and slowly decreasing. That's your oxygen meter. So yeah, once you start running out of oxygen, you'll start losing your lights. Or your wings. Whatever you want to call them. Both. Your wing lights. But yeah, that is all that is here. We went over Geyser, we went over Granny, and now we will go back into the forest, and boy, this video is getting long already. Considering I'm gonna have to split this in half to post it on TikTok, my YouTube will have the full video in one part. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a small break here, and we will be back. And we will go through the rest of the realms a lot quicker because the rest of the realms don't have any events in it. Before I do that though, I would like... No. Yeah, I would really like to do this before I do that. we're gonna go this way. Before I take a small break, I want to show you where Grandma is gonna be again. I also want to show you the treehouse that we missed last time. I always end up going by it, even if I'm trying to go to it. But this here is the treehouse. It actually has a realm quest for you with the spirits, and you need more than one person to do it. That is actually the Valley of Triumph. You need one spirit from the Valley of Triumph, which is a realm we have not gotten to yet, to go into the treehouse. Yeah, the treehouse quest is actually complicated because you need up to 4 people to do it. So you will have to find people to help you do that. And you're most likely gonna get it with friends instead of just randoms. That's what I did. I could not for the life get any randoms to join me and come sit with me when I was trying to do it. I had to get friends to help me do it. Yeah. With that being said, we might not go over that treehouse quest. I'll show you where it is and how to start it, because at the beginning it only needs 1 person. But once it starts needing more people, with this account not having any friends yet, and me kind of not really avoiding making friends with this account, but at the same time, it's just, I'd rather make friends and help them on my new account, so I can actually be helpful to them with my wings and ability to move around and stuff. But yeah, let's just get through this, and I will show you where Granny is. It's past these gates. Past these gates right here. On the left. No, it's on the right, my bad. On the right, past the gates, you'll come to here. If you're having a hard time finding it, you got this gazebo right here. These are called meditation spots. Sometimes they are part of the dailies and have a question for you to answer, and sometimes you can just leave whatever you want. I mean, you can leave whatever you want for the answer on the daily quest too, but most of the time they're just used as messages hubs. Alright. Anyway, you go backwards from that, and over here, this is kind of hard to miss. You can kind of see the hole even from like over here. If you're just standing kind of in front of the gazebo, you kind of have a path to it and everything. You just got to make sure you can fly up to get up there. 0 out of 8 in the forest. That is actually the forest constellation, so we need to find 8 spirits here in the forest. And with that, I am going to cut to my main account, because like I said, there are plenty of there are plenty of where the spirit location videos, basically. This is what happens when you lose your wings. They do appear in the world for a minute. You can go and recollect them. I now no longer have access to my light. I cannot light it. As you can see, it has no fire. And yeah, see? It stays there for a while, and it will start blinking rapidly, and then it will disappear. Which I don't want mine to disappear right now, because I have so little of them, and I kind of need them to help show you things. But yeah, that is what happens when you stay in the rain for too long. Like I said, I am gonna cut back to my main account now. We're gonna go into Granny, and I'm gonna show you where the event takes place, and basically explain what happens during the event, just like I did with Geyser and Turtle. But I am also going to take a little break before I actually record that bit. I need a drink, and I need to take a breather. My throat's getting really sore. I didn't spend a lot of time talking over the weekend, which you'd think would help, but it seems to have made it worse. But yeah, but with that, I will see you in no time at all. Okie dokie, as I have promised, I am on my main account, and I am going to show you the way to the granny table, and then once we get there, I will explain what happens there during the daily event. And once again, I already said this, but the daily events happen every other hour. Geyser happens at like 9, it actually starts at 9:05. Granny is 9:30, actually starts at 9:05, and Turtle is 9:50. No, I don't think it starts at 9:55. I'm pretty sure that one actually starts at 9:50. If you want to go to Turtle, then I suggest going there right after going to Granny's, because it happens right after Granny's. So yeah, we're just gonna go through here and get to that place. You kind of already seen it on the other account that I'm showing you everything on. But we needed to find spirits to get through the door. I don't know why I'm reminding you. Only time has passed for me. Well, I guess technically if you're watching on my TikTok in parts, then you don't know about it yet. I mean, you might have watched the part 1 on my TikTok, and then this part 2 comes out a few hours later, so maybe you do need to remind yourself. In my YouTube video, though, I post the whole thing as one full-length video, so you literally probably just watched the other part. Yes, I do post Sky content on both, but my YouTube is Cola Games because I play other games on it. But yeah, right here, after the gates to your right, we're going to go up here. As you can see, I have enough spirits found on this count, and that is the forest constellation. Again, you have to find 8 spirits in the forest to be able to go through there. And here is Grandma, or the elevated clearing. Most people just call it Grandma's place or Grandma's tree. I just call it Granny's. But in here, in this big hollowed out tree on the right of the river, kinda in the middle of the clearing. It's kinda in the middle of the clearing over here. Anyway, at this table, like I was saying, for me it would be at like 9:35 and then 11:35 and then 1:35, because it happens every odd hour for me. For you, it may happen every even hour, depending on time zones and changes. And this is where I should, oh my, not, okay, no, it is recording. It just moved. Okay, here is where I mention that is Sky Clock. If you Google Sky Clock, then it is basically a website / clock that shows you everything that's happening in Sky and when they will next happen, including these daily events and some other stuff. So yeah. There's stuff like the Aurora concert, which you can only get into if you have the wings or if your friend has the wings. Unfortunately, I did not buy the wings, even though I was lucky enough to experience it when I got to play. It came back. There's no guarantee that's gonna come back. That one is definitely a special thing because it's a crossover. So if you did kind of miss out on the Aurora stuff or didn't get to play during either of those, then I'm sorry. There is a chance it will come back. It's like a concert. In fact, it's not even like, it is just straight up a concert. Aurora is a person, a music artist, and she does music, obviously. But yeah, basically, Sky did a collab with her to make that happen. So, I don't know how really that would work out, or how yeah. Ultimately, it's just going to be a while before they bring it back, if they ever do. But back to explaining Grandma here. each one of these placemats, there will be a dumpling that appears every minute, just like the geyser spout that spouts out the urchin looking things. This one has like dumpling looking things, and you, just like geyser, take your flame here and you light them or burn them, however you want to put it, and it will give you wax. There are some memories. Where is Granny Fire? I guess it's not here anymore. Maybe this one will work? And right here, this button is actually translate, so you can translate shared memories and stuff and see what they have. Huh. I guess they must have put an Alice store? Alice Cafe? Or is it just a music video? I'm confused. But as you can see, the fire props are slowly starting to show up. It must be near Granny time. Although a lot of people do go just AFK here, so I actually don't know if it is or not. Honestly, probably not. Huh. There are people sitting and chatting and everything. Anyway, it must have either just ended or is about to begin, but I don't see Granny anywhere, so I don't think they're about to begin. Or are those the shared memory? Oh yeah, it's part of the shared memory because shared memories can now do more than one person. You can record more than just yourself. But that's something else. Anyway, back to Granny. Like I said, the placement mats, the fire props, the shared memories with the fired props. You can use that to help burn it or get all of the wax, basically. Because there will be some people like this where they have a group of friends and they all have a fire prop and they can all put a fire prop down here. So, yeah. You just want to put one on each of the placement mats. And if there is not, you'll just have to manually burn them, just like geyser. But yeah, that is all. That's all I can show you here. That's all I wanted to do on this account. Just because I didn't want to find those spirits. But yeah, alright, I'll see you back on my, well, I guess it's not really on my other account. Because I'm not using it as a secondary account. I'm only using it to show you guys stuff and like the beginning of the game and like going through it, and then especially the Avery quest spirits and the realm quests. That is what I really want to get into with you on my other account. But first I have to get through the rest of the realms. So, like I said, let's get into that and get through the rest of the realms so I can start helping you with those quests in the next videos. Okie dokie, we are back on this account and we have to finish going through the realms. I will point out the constellation gates, is what I'm calling them, and what spirits you need to find in what realm to go through those constellation gates. Continuing through the forest, I think we have already been over everything. There is another way into Granny, but I don't think we'll actually be able to get there because of how little wings we have. So for now, I'm going to skip the second entrance to Granny. Oh, I'm also going to skip the wind pass. Actually, no, I lied because I'm just going to go up here and show you. This is one of the entrances into the wind pass. And we must, let's get close to it. That is the vault. We must find one spirit in the vault, which is the very last realm, not including Eden. It's technically the second last realm if you include Eden, which I don't really include Eden in the 6 realms when I'm talking about them, because it's kind of its own separate thing. But yeah, that is the wind path, and I will take you there later. Because there is another entrance. There is another entrance, and it's like the main entrance that is in Avery. But yeah, the wind path is, well, what it sounds like, a wind path. It is a path of wind, and it connects a lot of areas in the realm. Yeah. that's all I'm gonna say about that for now, because I don't really know what else to say about it. So we are just continuing through. We've technically already been through all this. I might have should have used the return portal, but then I wouldn't have been able to show you the wind path that I forgot earlier. So yeah. Ultimately, it all works out. And we are going to go through the last couple of realms pretty quickly. None of the other realms have any... Oh my goodness. Alright. I am going to go through all of the other realms quicker because they don't have any actual events like the forest and the crater. They're the only two realms with events like that. So... Well, they're not the only two realms with events, but that's why I said like that. They're all the only ones with the geyser, granny, and turtle. Those are the only daily events to give you regular candle wax. That actually happens every single day. So, with that, we are just continuing on. As you can see, I recharged my lights. And we're just continuing. We've kind of been through here. There is a lot to explore here, I've already mentioned, but you can kind of do your own exploring. So I hope you have fun with that. For me, it was a very fun part of the game to explore and find new spirits and areas. Oh, and speaking of the find new spirits, this. When you go into your emotes by clicking on your wings right here, you click on this, it just kind of did that. You can do that to bring up your wheel as well. You can edit it and put different emotes up here if you want. All of this is just by clicking on everything. Or with the controller. You can't edit this wheel with the controller. You have to actually click it, it just breaks. To bring up that wheel with my controller though, I just hold in the left stick to do my emotes. Or like I said, you click and hold. But we just click on this, and there's a question mark with a little guy right here. I just clicked on it. That is request a guide. Request a player to guide you to new spirits. I don't have two devices, so I can't show you what that looks like from the alternative perspective. And the chances I'm going to just run into one randomly is kind of rare nowadays. But you can do that, and it will show like a little hand symbol above your head to every player, whether it's a friend or just a random player, it'll show that above your head. And if they walk up to you and interact with that, it will ask them if they want to guide you to a spirit. If they say yes, and they'll take out your hand, they'll hold out their hand to you, and you can take their hand without having to add them as friends, and then they can honk. The person who is guiding you, not you. But they can honk and see spirits that you have not found yet, and then proceed to take you to one of those spirits. But yeah, that is just part of the interactive gameplay to help people, and for people to help people. I do it all the time. If I ever find someone with a hand above their head, I always try to help them out and take them to a new spirit. But yeah, if you're having a real hard time finding spirits and you don't want to look up like a video on it, then you can do that and have actual players in Sky help you as well. And it's honestly amazing that that's a thing. I've definitely used it quite a bit to help my sister, because like I said, it does show up for friends as well. So even though I had my sister added, it still showed up sometimes. Sometimes it actually glitched out and didn't show up. I don't know what was with that, but it's supposed to show up. And so that your friends can help you and random players can help you and all that good stuff. Anyway, like I said, continuing on, I do want to kind of make this quick. We're not going to go through any more spirits right now. There are a different type of spirit that you guide like a spotlight, and you have to keep the spotlight like out of the rain sometimes and stuff. But I don't think those are your permanent spirit constellations. I think all your permanent spirits are easy ones. And those are definitely hard, and trust me, they get hard. There's a few I haven't even found yet myself on my main account because it was just difficult, the area it was in. But yeah. There's also one that goes up a mountain where you have to guide that spotlight up a mountain, and oh my goodness, that one was so difficult. We will go over some of the more difficult ones in the future, but for right now, we are just gonna go ahead and get through these rounds so that I can get to the actual quests that I want to do, like I've mentioned earlier. But yeah. Slippery sliding. This is also helping you, like, if you don't know to light these in the middle here, you can, and it'll bring this. And also will show you what happens when you light things so you actually get to the top. Because if you don't do this and you only have, like, this 14 wings, which is the amount of wings you actually have, it does not equal the amount of flaps you have. This is 4 flaps for 14 wings. I don't think we're gonna make it all the way to that temple, do you? There's a huge of nothingness up here. They're definitely not. You got the rain also draining your light faster. So what you do is light all the white candles right here. And when you light all of the white candles, this will happen. And well, still a cutscene. Ah, there we go. And the jellyfish will rise out of the pond. And you can now use these jellyfish as a bridge to get across. So anytime you're low on wing lights for whatever reason, whether you just started or whether you just been through Eden and you don't have a lot of permanent wings yet, you can do this to help you get across. And if you don't know what I'm talking about Eden or permanent wings yet, I did kind of go over that in my first video. But once we actually get to it, I will go over it more in depth and actually be able to show you what I mean. So yeah, that will definitely be in a little bit later of a video. Both because I don't think you need to really worry about it right now, and I just don't want to overwhelm you with that stuff. Why did I even mention it? I don't know. It just kind of came up in the conversation, you know? But this door is also not a two-person door. Even though it has 2 things to light, you only need 1 person to light both things to go through. But yeah, I don't know what to call these things. Should I just call them the diamonds or the door lights? Let me know in the comments what would be the easiest thing for me to describe these diamond things that we light to open the door. Sometimes you need 2 people to light them, and sometimes, like this time, you need 1. But yeah, here we go. We're gonna flap our wings and get up here. Just like that. Ooh, just barely. Yeah, if you can't get up here by flying, you're kind of SOL. You can't really climb. Yeah, as far as I know, even like the platform over there that kind of moves over here, there's no way to climb on it without having the wings. But yeah, there's no way to really get up here if you don't have any wings. And if you don't, then you can return to the home. Actually, here, I'll just show you because I do want to go over here and light this because these do move. They're not really an integral part of anything, but like if you end up getting up here and getting stuck, we'll see where this goes. Yeah, see? It'll go, I think it goes up here. What? That was really, really weird. Okay, you have to stand near it and keep it lit for it to move. But if you do get up there and need to get over here without any wings, then you can do that. There is also one on this side. But how to get up here? Yeah, without wings, you can't really get up there. There's no steps, I don't think. How about over here? Any steps over here? No, there's like no steps anywhere. But, say, uh-oh, you have no wings and you can't get up. Well, there's a few things. One, all these lights right here, they will slowly charge you. Or, honestly, I'd just use the lights. Because going to the home and returning here would be slower. So yeah, just use those lights right there. And you can get up here. But yeah, let's continue. I was gonna say go to the home and then use the return portal, but one, it'll just take longer. Unless you have like 200 wings you need to charge up completely. But even then, you can only charge it up just enough to get up here. And then once you continue through the gate, it will do the thing. Uh-oh. I got some stuff on my phone. Hang on a minute. There are 8 spirits in total, and we found exactly 0 of them. But, yeah, I was kind of already finished what I was saying. The only thing I have to add to what I was saying is that most transitions nowadays, whether it's a constellation gate or a realm, or just going into the next area, even if there's not a constellation gate, normally will completely recharge your wings. They didn't used to. It has been changed to do that. And I thank you, TGC, for that, because I always thought it should, and I was like, well, yeah, no, maybe it'll just, I get why it didn't at the same time, is all I'm trying to explain. But, yeah. Nowadays, any transition normally refills your wings to full. So, you can thank TGC for being so gracious to add that. And TGC is that game company, which is the name of the game company that controls Sky, or created Sky, or, I think it's only the American version of Sky, because I know, like, NetEase, I think, is, like, the Chinese developer, I guess? I don't know if it's, they're literally, yeah, I don't know who created Sky, but I guess it's, like, the developers of, like, the different countries and stuff, because different versions of the different countries are very different, but, anyway, of Triumph, and our first gate is going to be over here to our right in the central area, and it is hang on a sec. Alright, sorry about that. I couldn't remember what this constellation was to, so I had to go back on my other account and actually look. That was actually the Wasteland, though, which is actually... Oh man, see, Wasteland is kind of a realm I always forget about, because it is one of the more dangerous realms, other than Eden being the most dangerous realm. But yeah, that's Wasteland, and when we get to Wasteland, I will kind of go into more depth about why it's dangerous and what you need to look out for, but yeah. Wasteland, indeed. Also, I was gonna say, Wasteland is either after Triumph. Oh, no, it's not after the Vault. It's after Triumph, for sure. Okay, yeah, I remember now. It's after Triumph, for sure. Huh, apparently we got a new hairdo. This is your changing station. There is one at the beginning of each realm, except for the Vault and Eden. You can change your hair, your, mask, your your outfits. It's basically your whole outfit. Some include pants and shoes, others have shoes and pants separately. But yeah, I mean, not really separately. it's kind of weird to explain because some of the things is like a dress, and then some of them have like a shirt and pants type combo, and some of them are more more like a robe kinda. Some of them the pants are more prominent, and you just kind of have like your average shirt that looks like this with like maybe suspenders is what it's called. That's one of the outfits I remember. But yeah, there's lots of stuff. Anyway, continuing on, we are going to collect some of the wing lights as we go, just to make it easier for me. But yeah, we're really just gonna get through this. I done talked about that constellation gate up there. So yeah, let's continue this. It doesn't matter how you go down the hill. You can go on that side, you can go in the tunnel, just whatever you want to do. There is a way to can go like that, but that's like I said, right now I'm really just getting through the quest, so I can start talking about actual quests, like the Avery quest and the in-realm quest, or what I'm calling them. Because they're quests you find inside of the realm. Right. This pathway here, you have to find 2 spirits in the Valley of Triumph. It goes to the Citadel and the Flying Race, or Upper Valley Track, I think is what it's called on the map. And then we go over here to the other side of the bridge. You can also go underneath the ice here. This is called the ice rink because of, well, obvious reasons. But yeah, you can go under the ice here as well. There is a ring down there, but I'm not really going to go under there. I am just going to go ahead and go to the Lower Valley Track, or what most people just call the Sliding Race. There are definitely spirits here to find and all that, so don't forget that I'm just not doing that right now. I just want to get all of the realms unlocked so I can start doing other quests that I want to do. Which is the real reason I started the series, was to do the Avery quests, but they are not available right now, I don't think, because I have to go through the realms and I'm going to have to find certain spirits first. Especially like the Isle of Dawn. I actually tried to show you that one in my first video and it just didn't show up. So I don't know if I have to do the realms or find a specific spirit for that, or I don't remember. That was like a year ago when I first did all of this stuff, so definitely been a long time. But yes, this is the Sliding Race. We will go back and get the map shrine so I can tell you whether it's the lower track. Which the map shrine is just right here. There's not really any exploration in these places. Like I said, they're meant to mimic races, and they're really fun to do with friends, honestly. Grab a group of friends and go to a race today. This is your sign to do that. We also haven't been finding any map shrines, but yeah. Okay, this is indeed the Lower Valley Track for the Sliding Race, and the Upper Valley Track for the Flying Race. They both go to the same place. I was like, oh yeah, they need to mention that. They both go to the temple. So it doesn't matter which one you go down, you will always end up converging into the same spot. With that being said, you slide down, you can collect these lights, guess it's kind of like a point system, maybe. But, I don't really know. I used to think it made a difference on how many points you got at the end of the race, but I don't think it does. So... yeah, they're just a fun little thing to collect while you're going down. It's just to see how many you collect. Versus your friends, you can kind of see how many are following you, and at the end, it kind of shows you how many there are at the end cutscene. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. This race is fun though. So is the flying. Such a beautiful game. I bet it looks so much better on PC. But man, even on this phone that barely runs it. I love it. It just relaxes my soul. And the music is amazing too. Speaking of relaxing, that's also what I want to put in here. Don't get burnt out on the game, man. It's easy to get caught up and just relax. Take a breath. If you don't get that cosmetic one, most likely it will be back eventually. And two, it's not the only one. Other cosmetics, and if that specific one doesn't come back, there'll be plenty of others. Slowly, different styles, to get a bunch of different needs. Right? It takes time, it takes patience, and honestly, it takes friends. Because candle running alone can be really boring. I suggest finding friends in your language so that you don't have to keep translating, especially if you're the lead. Because normally when you're with a group of friends, you all either holding hands or got the piggyback and so carry them and whatever. But yeah, honestly, just take them along and chat and have fun, you know. Gossip, talk about the weather, anything really. Honestly. Yeah, actually before we go in there is one more realm gate I want to show you. And it goes the same place as the other realm gate, which is the, oh man, I know it's not called the theater, but the theater is there. Oh, I forgot what it's called. I'm sorry guys, I forgot what it's called, but yeah, it's the same gate. You need one spirit from the wasteland to go through it, and it takes you to the kind of the same place. Of course, they do take you into two different areas of that same spot in the realm. One of them takes you closer to the theater, actually, and this one takes you more near, I don't know what it's called. It's just kind of a statue, basically. It just drops you off near the statue that's over there. But yeah. With that, let's just continue. You can always come back to stuff. So if you feel like just running through the realms and just getting them all unlocked, so you have them all unlocked, so you can just go into whichever one you want to go to explore in, be my guest. Honestly. That's probably how most people do it. They'll unlock all the realms and then they'll go back and then slowly explore and find more spirits and open up more areas and all that good stuff. Ah, right, cutscene skip. Did they shorten the cutscene? I remember that cutscene being a lot longer, but huh. I don't know. Also, during that cutscene, I remember what that area for those 2 realm gates inside of this realm is. It is called the Village of Dreams, actually. The realm gate I just showed you and the realm gate at the very beginning of the realm that I showed you both go to the Village of Dreams, which also has the theater there. You can put on a play there. That's actually one of the realm quests. It is very fun. I actually do already have that video on my channel using my sister's account. But at the same time, a lot of stuff happened and it just ended up not going well. So I started over. But yeah, I do have that video up. Still. What if you want to know what happened, I tried to do the Radiance Guide quest on that account as well, and then it crashed, and I deleted the video. So there's no way to go back to show you that. The only way to show you that is to restart. And I was gonna skip it, and I was just gonna explain it, and I did a whole explanation video of what you need to do during that quest, and it was pretty good. It covered the bases, you know, but then, another video after that one also crashed and deleted. So hopefully these videos don't. Hopefully I'm not jinxing myself with this. But yeah, at that point I was just like, yep, I'm starting over. But here is our wasteland social area. And let's go into the over here first. Will it let me go to the over here first? To the right? Because over here to our right is how you get to a place called Treasure Reef. Ah, the boat is not here yet. Which means we have to do something to make this boat available. What we have to do, again, it was a year ago the last time I done all this, so I don't know. But we will figure it out together. We will have all the areas unlocked by the end of the series, and you will be ready to break from your cocoon and fly like a little butterfly you are. That is the terms I've heard in this game. I've heard of moths being new players, butterflies being somewhere in the middle between new players and veterans, and then you've got the vets, which is just players who have played this game a really long time. Most of them played since the very beginning, since the release of stuff. Although a lot of them have also stopped playing, because I mean, I get it. Same reason I don't know. I was gonna say same reason I stopped playing Fortnite, but no, that's a lie. I stopped playing Fortnite because Fortnite got ruined. Off topic completely, but yeah, here we go. Now, a wing light we will not be able to get to is actually on top of this pillar right here. But we definitely need more wings to get up there. But for the same reason I've stopped playing some other games. Like, Ghost Recon. I used to be really into that game and I loved it. And then it just, it just kind of grew boring, Sometimes it does. Even playing it with friends, with it being multiplayer, and it's just, they grew bored of it too. I mean, there's only so much to do in one game. So it's okay if you get tired of it and then leave and come back to it after a while. That is totally fair. But I am going over here to the far right to check and see if this other boat is here. If you didn't really see where I went, I was on that main path forward and I just broke off to the right. It doesn't really matter where, because once you get on top of this hill, you'll be able to see that flag. And we'll be able to follow that as a landmark to go over to it. We got a chat bitch here and another daily quest tree. Sometimes the daily quest is to admire those. But my question is, if this boat is here, this boat and the boat that was supposed to be in the social area do not go to the same place. They go to two different places. And if I'm not mistaken, this one goes to the Lost Ark. There is only one other way to the Lost Ark, and that is in the Wind Pass, which again I will be getting to in a later video. But for now, you can come this way and get to it. There's also a quest there as well, and it is fun, and you can transform that area into a very area. And that is all spoilers I'm going to give on that. But yeah, doing quests definitely changes the location of the quest. Sometimes. It's not a guarantee that that will happen, but sometimes. And in this one, it is a guarantee, because I do remember doing the quest. But yeah. Yeah, see how the transition there did not refill my wings that time. It acted like it was going to, and then proceeded to not. That was weird. Normally you won't have to wait for this. Maybe because on my main account I do have skip cutscenes on. I don't know if this counts as a cutscene or not, but the last time I took this boat, it just kind of teleported me there without being a boat like this, where I had to sit on it and wait. That's very interesting. I wonder if that's part of my cutscenes. But yeah, those temple cutscenes as well, you can go through them as many times as you want. And after the first time, it'll either give you the option to skip it, or you can turn automatic skip on so that it automatically skips it. But we're gonna jump off and grab some clouds that recharges our wings. And this is indeed the Forgotten Ark. Yes. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this as an area that you can currently get to and explore without having to do anything else. So we're actually not going to explore it right now. I'm going to leave that up to you. And I'm going to go back and just go through the main of Wasteland. And I'm gonna get a drink. Alright, I got a drink. We took the boat back. We're just gonna go back the way we came at this point. Ooh! Yeah, plants do that sometimes because of server merges. I just basically merged with a server where somebody had burnt that plant. So yeah. That happens sometimes. There's really no way to trigger that to happen except for just sitting there AFK. Nope, they didn't burn this plant. That's a big one. But yeah, other than just sitting in the realm AFK next to the thing you want to burn. Yeah. That's the same thing with these up here, where these darkness plants aren't there, but the wax is. The same thing happened. The server merged where those plants are burned. That's what it's called. And if you don't know what a server merge is, oh, I don't know how to explain it. Not really good. Okay, I'll give it a shot. It's basically where first you need to know what a server is. And a server is basically what runs the game, kind of. Like, I'm in a server right now in Wasteland. And if you're in the same server with somebody, you can see and interact with it and stuff like that. A server merge is when you go from the server you're in to another server that somebody else is in. And it normally merges you with them, that's why I say that. But it also merges you away. And sometimes if you ever had a friend just randomly disappear on you, that could be why. I mean, they could have also returned to the home, but when you return home, your character sits and has like the shining light. And you can kind of tell when other players go to the home, is what I'm just trying to say. They'll sit down like that and it'll take a second. But if they're like in the literal middle of doing something, like burning a plant and something, or they're holding your hand and you're both burning the plant and they just bloop, without them like sitting down or anything like that, then it was probably a server merge that stole them away. Hopefully I explained that so that you could understand. That's the best way I can explain it. Otherwise, you can just look up what servers are and what server merge means on YouTube, or just Google, or, you know, whatever. And we just passed up a gate. This gate, there are two of these. They both go to Crab Island. This is your first one that goes to the Crab Island, is up here. I normally don't use this gate because the other gate is literally kind of like at the end of this area. But either way, you need one spirit from the wasteland to get it, which is here. Anyway, that is one of the gates, and the other gate is over here to our right, actually. They're not even that far from each other. It's very bizarre. Which is also bizarre because they literally put you on the opposite ends of the Crab Isle. So, and welcome to the danger. Hello, little krill. And these big things over here are not your friends. They are not your playmates. They are indeed your enemy. And I need wing lights. You want to avoid their giant blue spotlight. When it turns red, it means they have spotted you. When they have spotted you, they gear up to attack. And when they gear up to attack, they do like this. And what will happen if you just stand here and let it attack you is that no matter how many wings you have, it will be that. And as you can see, they do stay. You do have a chance to kind of recollect them before they disappear. But they do indeed disappear. And they return to the realm. They do not disappear forever. They only return to the same locations in the realm. So if you ever watched a wing light locations video and you lose one of your wings, it will always show up in one of those spots. And to know that, I've already kind of talked about this on the map. But if we go to a place, oh, we got that one. But if we go to a place like here, and it says 1 out of 1 white star things, those are your wing lights. That means we have collected 1 out of the 1 wing light that was on the lower valley track. Which means we have all the wing lights in that location. And that one we have 2 out of 3. That means we're missing 1 wing light in the Prairie Village location. But yeah, they're 1 out of 3, 1 out of 2, 1 out of 1. Apparently there is not a wing light there. I mean, check out my first video for the explanation on that, because there technically is. But yeah, all I'm saying is don't stress if you do lose your wings. It may be a pain to recollect them, but you can. And once you get permanent wings, which you can, and again, another video, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself mentioning it, but you can get permanent wings, and we will go over that. in the future video. But anyway, over here is the other gate on the far right, kind of toward the very back of the realm. This gate also goes to Crab Island. Just like the first, you need 0 out of 1 spirits in the wasteland to go through it. And I also kind of want to show you something really fun that you get to look forward to if I can do it with my limited amount of wings. Oh yeah, to the right of that gate as well. If you're looking at the gate and you go to the right after you backtrack, it's over here. This is a campfire. There are a few of them throughout the realms, and they give you these glowing black orbs, or sometimes I guess invisible orbs that just tell you that it's there by the fire emblem. But either way, you light those, they catch on fire, and they also give you wax. I think there's actually certain times that the campfire will be doing that throughout the day, but I don't know, don't quote me on that. I just normally go by them when I'm candle running, and if there's orbs there, I collect them, and if there's not, I don't. So, with that being said, let's see if I can show you a fun trick to look forward to once you get good. And I'll also explain kind of how it works, but you'll also kind of just be able to see it. Wow! When you're trying to get spotted, it doesn't get spotted. Okay, well, we're gonna glide. We're gonna wait. We're gonna not land on the ground. And glide and spin. Oh, nope, I couldn't do it. I have too few wings. But what I'm trying to show you is a thing called krill dodging, which is what those big things are called. They are called krill. K-R-I-L-L. Getting hit by one, ironically enough, is getting krilled. It sounds like killed, but it's not. It is krilled. K-R-I-L-L-E-D. But yeah. Uh-oh. Heh, missed me. After a while, you will be able to get your movement back. Kind of. Woo. But yeah. As long as you stay out of harm's way, you will not lose the wings. But this water is toxic, and it is trying to drain my wings from me. I'm clicking A to hop in it to stay in it as little as possible. And there is no rain in Wasteland like there is of course, so your light don't constantly drain. But yeah. That's all there is to mention. It's just be aware of those krill. You can hide from them, like you've seen me doing, like this. See how it's onto me? I don't know where he's at, actually. Let me see if I can find him. Ah, there you are. See, it spots me. But if I go behind this rock, it can't see through this rock. So now I am effectively hidden, even though the blue light still kind of goes over me. And you can hide under other things, too. Like, I know there's like a small place with like a lip in Eden where you can hide under the lip from the krill there. But again, that is definitely getting ahead of myself. If you ever get lost in a realm and you're like, oh, where is the temple? How do I get to the temple? Honk. And it will show up that white star. And that is where you are supposed to be going to get to the temple of the realm. So that's where we're gonna go. There's lots to explore here, like I said, but I showed you the constellation gate, and I am gonna go ahead and continue on. Also, if you have no wings and collect a wing light, this happens. See? It refilled all of it. Alright. Get to the end of Wasteland, and there is one more realm. There's also a way to get the Crab Island from here, but I'm not gonna show that because I actually don't remember where it's at. I only ever come from the Crab Island to here, so I mean, like, it's over there on the right somewhere, and it does not have a gate actually. That I know of, because when you go back through it to get here, I don't ever go through a gate to do that. Just a transition screen. So you might be able to sneak into Crab Isle without getting a spirit by going over there on the right. I did that so I could have wings. These darkness plants. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but these plants take 2 people to burn. This one you may think takes 3, but no, it does not. One person just has to burn one side of this side and the other side of this side, and then somebody else can go to the other side. That was confusing. Basically, one person here, and then go one person here. And then once these are both down and this becomes 1, and then you have one person here to hold this side, and then the other person can move to this side and do this side by themselves. Okay? That is how you burn that specific darkness plant. But yeah, all darkness plants like that are kind of like that, although normally there's only the ones each side, like how this splits in half. This is what I'm calling sides. You got this side, and you got this side too. And like I said, this side technically has a split of 2 sides as well. But most of the time, you only have the 2 sides where one person can do one and the other person can do the other. So this plant is both kind of like all the other plants and also its own special case at the same time. But with that, we are at the end stretch to the temple. And last but not least, we will get through the vault, and that will be the end of this video, because my, it is long. And it might have to be split up into 3 parts for TikTok. I thought about posting these videos only to YouTube, but at the same time, with my TikTok being a sky-focused TikTok, I mean, they kind of need to be. Also, this door opens krill. So you want to do these long honks and see if anybody honks in response. And when they do, it'll show a little white star to indicate another player is here with you. So that there are no other players, we light this. It's just respectful because, like I said, lighting this releases krill in this area. There are no krill before, and as this cutscene should show you, it will release the krill. This cutscene is only showed the first time you go through. So please do not forget that. I did for a long time. Like, I seen this cutscene and then I just, you know, I don't know, it didn't click. And then I did it a lot and opened the gate and probably made a lot of people mad at me because I just didn't know any better. But yeah, to all the people who I have opened that gate on, I do know it now, and I will never do that again. And I'm sorry about that. But yeah, people are in that area trying to farm and do stuff, or maybe just hang out. So maybe don't open the gate until everybody is ready. Although if they are kind of just hanging out in that area, not trying to do like burning the flower plants for the butterflies. I call them flower plants because they look like flowers, and also they give butterflies, and butterflies like flowers. But my point is, those plants, if somebody's burning them, like, go help them. Don't just open the gate and open the krill on them, you know? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna leave that in and just block that message. I wish I could turn notifications off, but even they are off, actually. I shouldn't be notifications showing on my screen like that. I have that turned off. But anyway, here we go. The finale into the vault, because we are not going through Eden yet. I know Eden is technically the last realm. Cutscene, I gotta skip this. But yeah, not going through Eden. Oh. Alright. No, we didn't find any spirits. The door has opened to the vault. Like I said, the Vault and Eden are the only two realms that do not have a proper social area with a changing station for your outfit and stuff like that. But the Vault is also, it's called the Vault of Knowledge for a reason. There is a lot of knowledge here. And by that, I mean a lot of past seasons you can get to from going through here. And that is the very first thing I am going to show you. We are going to go straight, and we are going to get past this. That is a seasonal candle. Not seasonal candle, I'm so sorry. There's our treasure candle. Looks like our treasure candles are in the vault today. I did mention that earlier when I came across them, but just in case you either didn't catch it or have forgotten, these are basically called treasure candles or cakes. There are permanent ones in the realms, but this one is temporary. It is a daily thing. There are 4 candles like that in a realm each day. It's not always the vault. It normally changes, so tomorrow it's probably going to be in the prairie, the daylight prairie. But yeah, they change locations daily, and they kind of go along with your daily quest. They will never be in the same realm as your daily quest, and they will never be in the Isle of Dawn or Eden. With that, that's all I can say, because, I mean, this is just repeating information at this point, to be honest. In here is your vault repository. You need 1 spirit from the vault to go into there. And that is your quest location. That is actually not what I wanted to show you. I was actually wrong. I'm sorry. But that is our constellation gate there to go that way. But if we go back, and we're going to go to the right, and we will find the, I don't know what it's called. We're going to go see what it's called. But right here. Oh, I guess we're not gonna go see what it's called because of the, we need to find the spirit. Okay. There's not a spirit down here. There is, but it's locked behind the doors. Because over here to our left is a 2-person door that goes to the archives right here. This 2-person door goes to the archives. And then you have a 4-person door up here, back through this hallway. And to the right, this one. We actually need a specific emote to get this one. You haven't learned to do this yet. I think this emote is in the vault, and we will go and do that later, to be honest. I'm just mentioning it now for you to know where they are at. We will find that spirit later, and we will get through that door later. But the main thing I wanted to focus on was the, where all the seasons was. So, actually, did they just open that door? I wonder if there's a spirit in there that I can just go and get real quick. Just so that I can get that spirit. That's the map shrine. I always think that map shrine is where this door is. Okay, they did open it. So if somebody opens the door for you, like I just got really lucky and they did. Ah, no, it's not here. It must be an Eden one. Okay, there should be another spirit though. Oh, yeah, there's one. Alright, let's go relive the spirit real quick so I can show you all of the seasonal stuff. Because you can still do some things with past seasons that have already passed. But, a lot of the things are not there anymore, are gone. A lot of the cosmetics you can earn come in part as travel spirits. That's actually what the travel spirits are previous seasonal spirits. So, with that being said, I might speed this part up a little bit. Especially for the talk. And no. This is not the spirit that gives you the emote to get through this door. That would be really messed up. That spirit is in a different location. Like I said, we will get to that in another video. So just don't stress about it for right now. There's also plenty of tricks and tips to get through the doors without needing that emote or the 4 people, which, like I mentioned previously, involves a chibi mask and or shared spaces. Which again, that's just something that you can go ahead and look up on your own if you want to. We will not be doing that in this video. But anyway, we shall exit and we shall go back. And we're gonna see if it'll let us go ahead and go through this door. This realm. This constellation gate. Alright, awesome. You do not have to go to the end of the realm to be able to go through these gates once you relive the spirit. It will just immediately counts. But yeah, here we are. What is this place actually called on the map? Oh, right. Map shrine first. Ah, right. Here we are. Perfecto. Perfection. Absolutely perfect. What is you called? As you can see, there are a bunch of doors. That is because there are going to be a bunch of secrets. Not that there has been. I mean, there has been quite a few, but not as many doors as it shows. What are you called? The Hall of Stories. That is very, very fitting. But yes, that is actually a secondary entrance to Avery, I think. So yeah, see how it doesn't have like any constellation or you need that many spirits? That is probably Avery and part of the Avery quest to unlock that passage. To get here that way. But yeah, let's go up this light elevator, is what they're called. That goes into the cinema actually. Or the movie theater. That's where the 2 embers happened. It was a season actually. And then we got... Oh, they're all hidden. This is interesting. Very interesting indeed. There should be like the season of the Moomin and like all of that. But maybe because I haven't gone through the realms yet, I'm getting too far ahead of myself, so it's not showing any of that stuff. But there's the season of like the 9-tailed deer, the little prince, which is an... Some of the season areas have multiple ways to get to them. So... Or does that go to the thing? Or is that where we came out of? That might go to the cinema. Or the movie theater. Whatever you want to call it. I don't fully remember at this point. But ultimately we are going to go ahead and go back into the vault and go through. I just wanted to show you that. Is that where we entered? Why can't we go back that way? Okay, well, I guess we're going this way and we'll just go back to the vault somehow. Yep. Discover what can be restored to reopen the cinema for viewing. This was a very fun season. But yeah, we just... I've gotten myself stuck. I'm gonna go back to the home and go back to the vault. We're not gonna get into any of that in this video. It's already long enough. So let's just get it finished and get through the vault, to be honest. Right? This cutscene. And there's gonna be another one for the vault. Yep, there we go. Go ahead and open this one. I think using the return portal would have made me end up back at the cinema. / movie theater. They both really mean the same thing. But, actually thinking about it, that's kind of it. There's also the actual Two Embers seasonal area, which can be accessed back here. There's like a memory lantern on the shelf somewhere. Or at least there's supposed to be. Yeah, I guess that's probably one of the other things that we have more stuff to do before we can access it. But we will get there. There really isn't much to the vault. We're just constantly going up this elevator. I also don't know how it's actually broken up into floors. Because it feels like floor 1 is really floor 1 and 2, and then floor 2 is like floor 2 and 3, and then floor 3 is like floor 4 and 5. But yeah. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I'm definitely pretty sure that it's a little bit weird. But yeah, this candle is, this one is a permanent candle cake. And they lit this stuff so fast because of the cutscene. It's really just being like, hey, light those now. You got this 4-person door back here, which you don't need any spirits to open. You just need 4 people with hands to all interact. Maybe I can get some people. We got 3. Come on, we just need 1 more person. Yahoo! Success! All 4 people interact. The door opens. There is a candle cake back here that is permanent. And there is a spirit somewhere. I think it's behind the pole. Okay, no, I guess not. There is, there it is. It's behind that pole. I was just behind the wrong pole. But yeah, there's a spirit in there. And then we just continue going up. There really ain't much else here. In fact, there is nothing else. Only one of those 2 seasonal candles. I mean, I'm sorry I keep calling the treasure candles seasonal candles. But there is only one permanent one. The other one is here because this is the daily treasure candle realm. But yeah, one of those is permanent. And actually, I really think that's it. I don't think there's any other doors or anything. I think it's just going straight up. So, there are spirits and stuff and some exploration, but it is a lot smaller than all the other realms because it is just an elevator a cylindrical elevator that goes up, basically. That's all there is to it. Okay, I got these. Let's go ahead and just light these up. And they rotate. Well. Alright, somebody else helped light all the pillars. And now we have this. This is actually kind of fun to do. Where's it at? The pillars lit? No? What was with the cutscene? There it goes. That's what was supposed to happen. And I will show you how to easily do these if I can. If they don't do it first. Alright, we go. Where am I? There I am. But basically, you get in one. And it will let you float. They're not going to let me do it. They're not going to let me show you. They're going to be too fast. But you float, and then you go down, and you jump up, and then you just kind of hold forward, and you float down all by yourself, and you jump up, and then you float down, and then you jump up, pressing the right stick, or swiping right on your screen. But yeah, that's how you do that, super easy and quick. And it's actually really fun to do when you do it correctly. And kind of hard to do too. Because you can kind of like fall from them and stuff. There are no doors here, only a spirit, and that being the light. And then teleport. There we go. Up, up, up we go. There is a lot to explore here, and mostly in the up direction. And with us not having a lot of winged lights right now, that makes it very difficult for us to explore. Even if I was exploring, which I did kind of. So ultimately, we're just gonna go ahead and light these up. There is not a pillar in this one, only the little lanterns. That's what they are called. They're actually memory lanterns. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and take the elevator up, and as we go up, you can kind of see the layout of this floor. There are permanent treasure candles. That is one of them right in front of me. There are 2 permanent treasure candles in this floor, in the vault. On this floor in the vault. Ooh, it is time. I am honestly kind of ready to get this done, I'm not gonna lie. It took about 2+ hours. And for my TikTok audience, considering there are no more doors and stuff, you just kind of gotta follow the vault upward. I'm gonna go ahead and leave you here. So with that, have a good day, week, month, and even year. For my YouTube, let's continue up, and we will go through and go completely up in the vault. What is happening? Okay, there we go. I really don't know what that was all about. But yeah, up we go. Kind of try to show you the layout a little bit. You got a wing light over there. It goes all the way up. Oh, yeah, well, huh. I don't know about that one. That was weird. I wish I could have showed you more of the thing and the treasure candle on top, but... excuse me. I just couldn't see it. What is going on? What are we even looking at? On this floor, there is a... whatever this floating gelatinous blob is over here. Whatever this is. you find this creature and it has these on its back. And it does go upside down, so you kind of just have to wait for it to flip back right side up. It's very easy to fall off of, and sometimes can be very annoying to light these. But this time, I got really lucky and just lit them all up before he flipped upside down, or it flipped upside down. Why do I automatically call things a he? I'm sorry. Continuing up. They should have added, like, elevator music. No, that would honestly ruin the vibe, but it is kind of funny. They technically do have their own elevator music. Better than any elevator music that's ever been in any elevator ever. But yeah. Oh, I see. It's showing us different constellations. Like, that's the Wasteland constellation. That's interesting. Honestly, don't know what's going on right about now. Also, why can't that big gelatin creature dude, gal, take us up? Why does it have to be these little manatees? See, I also don't think you actually go up any further from that other one where that gelatin-like creature is. And I'm pretty sure it's the only thing there. And then it just spawns these in. Which really makes me feel like you don't go up at all, it just spawns them in. But you might. It's just hard to tell. And these things can be annoying. They like to let you fall through them and off of them. Like that. You kind of just gotta wiggle. No! Oh no. Lost it. No. Well, here we go. If you lose it, just kind of stay. Well, I was gonna stay in the same location and one will catch you, but that just didn't happen. It literally tried to fling me off. Did you see that? Okay, did you see that? As soon as I landed on it, it did like a really harsh flick motion. Like that. Why is it doing that? It's throwing me off. Okay, there we go. There is a skip. I normally use the skip, and this would be the exact reason why I use the skips. Okay, finally, made it to the top. That treasure candle is not permanent. But yeah, here we are, finally at the end of the vault. And I mean, there's not really much else to say, except I will indeed hopefully see you in my next video. And I do want to do one last thing. I want to go to the Avery, and the Eye of Eden is now open. Or the Realm of Eden, I guess. The Eye of Eden is in the Realm of Eden. We do not want to. You can hear the thunder. It's supposed to be spooky. Let's go ahead. But yeah, we're gonna come back through this portal back to Avery, if I do say so myself. That is Eden. Do not go through there. It is spooky, it's scary, and I don't even think we can because we don't have 20 weeks. Oh, we do. We have 26. I recommend having at least like 50 before you go through there, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I had 100 before I went through there. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, there we go. We finally have all of the realms open. And let's take a look here. Oh, that's my friends list. you want to click on the little archway at the bottom to go to your constellations. We have the Isle of Dawn, you got the Prairie, Hidden Forest, Triumph, Wasteland, and the Vault of Knowledge. Eden, there are no spirits in Eden, okay? So there is not a permanent constellation for it, because there is just none there. But with that being said, if you ever forget what one of the constellations are or represents, and it's like, I need this constellation, you can come back here, and you can look and see which constellation represents which realm. This is the season. This is a season constellation. It is not permanent. If it has the season in front of it, then that is the non-permanent constellation. We also have not found any of those yet, but we will get into that in the future videos. We will get into the season, we will get into the event stuff that is going on right now. An event just started, actually. So we will go over that in my next video, actually. And then we will proceed to check in with the hopeful steward wherever they might have went. Do you want us to go through Eden? They're still just staring at the Vault of Knowledge. But yeah, we will try to do some quests and stuff. I don't think we have to go through Eden before that stuff unlocks, but we actually might. But yeah, here's the nesting. I'm not sure if any of this stuff was here before or unlocked before. But yeah. Either way, we will get into some of that other stuff in the next video, along with a bunch of other things that I have planned to help guide you on and help you understand. If you have any comments, leave them in, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I will answer every single one that I can, that I know the answer to. And if I think it requires a whole video to explain, then I will do that as well. But yes, I hope this helped you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good day, week, month, and even year. I will see you in the next one. No, I don't like that. But yeah, I will see you next time. Take care. A final goodbye.